Hey guys, it's Crypto Joe here. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for giving this a view. This is my now second video, so I appreciate all your support. Please like, subscribe, comment below. Your support means the world. I do want this video to be about XRP. Sam over with My Financial Friend, who many of you probably are watching this channel because of him and his support for me and this channel. But I know he's mentioned a couple of times how much I like XRP, and that I would be doing videos on that. So I figured what better time than now to make one. So I just kind of want to touch on some of the things that attracted me to Ripple, XRP, what I like about it. And yeah, I've been in it for probably into Ripple, XRP for 5 to 6 years now. So it's been a while. I've just held, haven't touched it, just kind of put it away because of my belief in it. And as I'll touch on later, that's been good and bad. Held it when it was pretty even through while all the other currencies were going up. But then also like a month ago when XRP did a 5-6x, that was also a nice benefit as well. But yeah, lots of ups and downs with it, but just kind of always believed in the technology behind it, the use cases for it. As I do think there is quite a bit of use for it. So starting off, one of the main things that led me to it is that it is fast and cheap. Like, it is one of the fastest and cheapest ways to send money. And I do think that someday, hopefully soon, that it will be integrated into banks. And then also play a role in cross-border payments, like whether it's takes over for Swift, integrates with Swift, or whatever it may be. I do feel like there will be a role for XRP with those cross-border payments. I worked in bank for a while and worked with sending wires, and have seen people constantly come into the bank to send wires and not be able to do it from the comfort of their home, having to go into banks and only being able to do it from 9 to 5, and the fees that came with that, and then also the time delays that came with those. Like, it just is not a perfect system. It's a flawed system, and there is room for a better way to do that. And I do think XRP could be that answer. Whether it's XRP or something else, I'm not sure, but I do feel like XRP is leading the way to be that at this time. So if it does play a role in Swift or those cross-border payments, and it gets integrated into banks, like, there's just no telling what XRP could do, and the potential is there. So tons of reasons to be super optimistic. That's one of them. Another reason is the clarity that comes with it, potentially the regulatory clarity. As many of you probably know, XRP's been going through quite the battle with the SEC over whether it's a security or not, and finding that clarity. And the good news is there's a lot of sentiment that that case is coming to an end, that XRP is going to win that case, and it will have the clarity and actually be the first cryptocurrency to have that clarity in this space. So that's another reason to be very optimistic about it, and that really attracted me to it. Like, when the SEC case first came about several years ago, there was a lot of negative connotation with that, and like people kind of shied away. Price dropped dramatically and went way down. But for me, like, I always saw like, okay, yes, like, it did go down, but there's so much reason to be optimistic for this. Like, if Ripple can somehow win this case and prove that it is not a security, it's gonna go way back up, and there's a huge opportunity there. So now that we're getting close to that point, I feel like now it's just like we're running out of time to get in on XRP before that clarity is official. Gary Gensler's days, I think there's 6 days left now, as of today, before he is out of office, the SEC chair, and then we get a pro crypto guy taking over, and then we can likely see the SEC case end, just providing more optimism for XRP. So that's another reason to be super optimistic about it. Another thing is the strategic partnerships Ripple is forming. I do believe they are forming a ton of different strategic partnerships on the back end, behind the scenes, kind of preparing for all the use cases that are going to be coming up. They're kind of building that foundation, talking to numerous financial institutions, just enhancing that case to be that bridge currency that is used between financial institutions. So I do feel like they are building that foundation. They are forming those strategic partnerships. So like they are setting that foundation to succeed, and I feel like that's super important at this time. And like the day it just shoots up, like it already did like a month ago, but it could go up even more. I'll touch on that later. But that's another reason to be optimistic. Another one is Ripple's technology. They have the XRP Ledger, which is an attractive option, and then they also just released the stablecoin, the RLUSD, and I feel like that just provides a sense of security to investors. Having that stablecoin, it increases liquidity, and just adding that stablecoin just provides a lot of potential value, and like I said, like peace of mind when people are getting into the coin in the space. So like it provide like safety, I guess, would be another word you could use. But Ripple's technology as a whole, I just feel like there's reasons to be optimistic about it. So another reason I'm a big believer in XRP is the strong community. The XRP is unlike any other. Most of them have held through bear markets like you wouldn't believe. Most of them have ridden the highs, ridden the lows, and like stayed put and hodled, held on for dear life during those bear markets when Ripple was just staying flat because of the SEC unclarity, while all the other currencies were going up. The Xrp Army, a lot of them stayed put in XRP. A lot of them stayed there and kept their investment there. So they've been through it all, and it's just only made that army stronger, and they are ready to ride this wave. Like the XRP Army is ready, and I do feel like they're going to get rewarded for it, and that there are big gains, there are big possibilities, there's a big future for it. So that strong community, I feel like, is really going to propel Ripple and XRP forward as we move into this next bull cycle. And we already got to see a little glimpse of that, but I do feel like that's just the beginning of what we're going to see. Which leads me kind of into the next point of the risk and the reward of XRP. Like, when you look at XRP, and if you do like research on what like the XRP Army is saying, if you look at what the possibilities are, like if it is integrated, if it does take over SWIFT, if it is integrated into cross-border payments between banks, if it is if it does live up to all the potential options that people are talking about XRP, the reward is up there. Like the reward is there. Like, and for being like a higher market cap coin, like you don't see as high of rewards, I feel like, in some of the other currencies. Like XRP, for example, I'm not saying it's going to get to this by any means, but the number $589 gets thrown around a ton in the community. You see $1,000, $10,000 thrown around. And while I do think, I am quite optimistic about XRP, and I do think those are stretches. Years down the road, if it does fully take over that stuff, there is just no saying what it could be. And then, like, thinking more short term, like a $5 to $8 XRP, like getting some of that SEC clarity, and with the new administration coming in, $5 to $8 isn't unreasonable, and that's a pretty good return right now. This isn't financial advice by any means, but the risk reward with XRP is just unlike many of the other coins out there, in my opinion. Like small investments right now could lead to huge profits if things go according to plan, if things kind of take shape the way that the XRP Army sees, if they do take over for SWIFT, or if they are integrated in the ways that they are talking about. Like there's just no telling what it could go to. So the risk reward isn't like anything else. And like I kind of mentioned in my first video, I'm the kind of guy that thinks like, think smarter, not harder. Yeah, something like that. But think smarter. Like look at the XRP, what it could go to. Look at the risk reward, what it could lead to, and then like if you have money set aside, that you want to play around with. Like the risk reward there, I just feel like kind of makes too much sense. So that's kind of what I've been doing is like, hey, I want to, like, I am willing to put this money aside. I want to, like, I don't care about the risk because I feel like the risk is minimal. Sure, there is risk. There's risk in everything you invest in. But the reward for this money could be unlike anything I've seen before. So the risk reward is just one of the last options that gets me super optimistic. I know I've kept it fairly surface level talking about the reasons I'm optimistic about XRP, but I just wanted to touch on some of the different areas that have led me to this assumption and led me to these beliefs, which leads me kind of to these past few days. Just kind of want to touch on that and why now, like, we are running out of time, in my opinion. Like, probably a week or two ago now, Trump met with Garlinghouse, the head of Ripple, XRP. So there's a picture that was floating around on X and the internet of those two meeting, and that is just super optimistic. Like Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, meeting with Trump, and just having that talk with him. And then you also have like Eric Trump talking with different people, and like there's just so much reasons to be optimistic about crypto with this administration coming in. And then when you have Garlinghouse, it's the cherry on top, meeting with Trump, just showing that those XRP conversations are taking place. So like I don't know what that means or what that entails, but like those conversations are taking place. So when that administration comes in, finding out what those options look like we don't want to be too late. We don't want to miss these next runs when they come into office. Like if they announce something, like we're going to see runs like we haven't seen. Well, we've seen some pretty crazy runs in crypto, but we could see more of those at the snap of a finger when this new administration comes in. And I believe those signs are out there. Like they are trying to tell us like that they are coming. Brad Garlinghouse meeting with Trump is a sign that I feel like is getting ignored more than it should. I just saw today, I think it happened maybe a day or two ago, but a politician, I think Guy Chancellor, his name's Guy, politician, congressman, but he just released that he bought a disclosed amount of somewhere up to $15,000 in XRP, and I believe that's the first time a congressman or a politician has released that information that they are invested into XRP. So that's another reason to be super optimistic lately. And then on top of that, just the resiliency that it has shown by flipping resistance into support the last few days. Like during this big last few days, there's been quite a dip in the crypto market. But XRP, for the most part, has kind of held its own. It's actually risen 6 or so percent. It's up to 260. I feel like I just saw 265. And the resistance level for the most part has been 260. So now that I've just passed through that today, like that's a big reason to be optimistic about XRP right now, as all these other coins and cryptos are kind of staying level or going down. You got Bitcoin slightly rising. You got XRP passing through a resistance level and showing that resiliency through this kind of dip. And that's a huge sign, in my opinion, to be able to get to that 265 point. Like that's a sign that can't be ignored either. That I just feel like investors, whales are coming in. I think politicians are going to start coming in. I think maybe the government, like working when Trump, the administration comes in, like there's going to be people are taking notice, and I feel like that support is showing that. And I do feel like now is the time. Like obviously a month or two ago would have been the time, but I still feel like there is plenty of time to get in, and the signs are there that there is still time, and that there could be a huge growth here coming up. So I just wanted to touch on that as well. Trump getting into office, Gary Gensler leaving is 6 days away. Trump getting into office is 6 days away, and all it's going to take is him mentioning it a few different times, or his different plans for crypto to take these leaps. And I do think there's been enough signs that XRP is going to be one of those coins that sees sees those rewards the most. I don't know for sure if that's going to happen, but that's kind of the sentiment I'm getting, and I feel like the signs that I'm seeing is that that could definitely be the case. And one of the reasons I'm investing into XRP, as I just feel like Trump's advisory council is very pro crypto, 6 days away, and them coming into it is just going to only mean good things for XRP in my mind. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on XRP. I feel like there's plenty of reasons to be optimistic about it. I feel like they have the structure in place, they have the relationships in place, they have the utility to provide value to banks, they have the utility to provide utility to the common person. Like, I do feel like investing in it like now is a good time because of all of that they have regulatory clarity, the partnerships, the technology, the strong community, the risk reward, everything kind of encapsulated together. That gives me a strong belief that this could be a coin, a strong choice if you're looking for something and want to do some more research. I do encourage doing your own research because this is not financial advice, but I do think that all the things are in place for this to make those leaps forward, especially with this new administration coming in. So yeah, please like, subscribe, comment below if you're a part of the XRP Army, if you're optimistic about XRP, if you have any thoughts about it, what you think it's going to get to. I am curious your thoughts. So I do want to hear those. I do think there is a bright future ahead, and I'm excited for what that entails. And stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.